Hey guys, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. So it's the first video of 2019, which is super exciting. So sorry I've not been very active on YouTube over the holidays. It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks, to be honest. I work in retail, so it's been our busiest time at work there, and I have been quite poorly with cold for the past couple of weeks. I am still a little bit bunged up at the moment, so sorry if I sound a bit weird. So today's video is another one that I am really excited about. It is sort of first impressions and my honest thoughts on the Jeffree Star Northern Lights palette. So my boyfriend really kindly bought me this for Christmas and I have had it since before Christmas, but just like with the Alien palette, I have been wanting to save it so that I could film my first impressions for you guys. So I have managed to keep my hands off it mainly since I got it. I have done a couple of sort of hand swatches and that, but I haven't used it on my face. So without further ado, if you would like to see what is inside the Northern Lights palette and hear my first impressions and see swatches of all the shades, then please keep on watching. So as I said, today I am going to be swatching and just talking about the Jeffree Star Northern Lights Supreme Frost Pro palette. I've never actually used any of the single Supreme Frosts, so this is the first time that I've kind of used this formula. I have been wanting to try the individual Supreme Frost for ages, but I just didn't get around to ordering any, and then Jeffree announced that he was going to do a Pro palette. So I thought I'd wait and see what the Pro palette was like. So this is what the box looks like. Of course, Northern Lights palette, so we've got all the kind of mountains and it's very shiny and reflective. Got the Jeffree Star logo up here. Supreme Frost Pro palette and just a little bit of info about it. And on the back is some more info about the palette, all the ingredients and everything. And it is cruelty free, as all Jeffree Star cosmetics products are. So this is the palette itself, again very similar to the box, but this has got more of like a greeny colour to it. Same little bit of info and stuff on the back as well. My only issue with this is it's really big, like compared to the Skin Frost Pro palettes, which are only like really thin. In fact, I think I've got my Platinum. Yeah, compared to the Platinum Ice Pro palettes, like this, the Northern Lights one just seems so much bigger, which I think, like, the idea of having lots of these smaller shades in a palette was so that they're easier to travel with, but my opinion is sort of, I don't think this is going to be very easy to travel with compared to like the Skin Frost Pro palette, which is just so much smaller. You know what I mean? And if we look at the inside, you open it up and we have got all the shades here, and we've got a nice big mirror as well. I've still got the plastic on. So it's got a really nice big mirror, which again suggests that it is meant to be used for travelling. But if you look at like the size of the lid, like there's just so much lid and so much like bulky space here. They could, like, it could have made it just the same kind of layout as the Skin Frost Pro palette, which inside is kind of the same layout. Like, it's just got the 6 shades and that's got the 6 shades. So I'm not sure why the box just seems to be so much bigger and bulkier, but that is just my opinion. It does feel really well made, like it feels heavy and expensive, but it is something to bear in mind, like if you are wanting to travel with it, that it is so big. Like it's a lot bigger than even any of the eyeshadow palettes. You do get 6 shades in here. Like I say, I've never tried the Supreme Frost formula at all yet, so I am really excited to have a play with this. So we have got Alaskan Ice, Thawed Out, Below Freezing, Frozen Gold, Anchorage, and Arctic Sky. So all kind of like icy. It's based on the Northern Lights in Alaska, so they're all kind of like cold, icy themed names. Alaskan Ice is probably the shade that I am most drawn to, just because it is like an icy white colour. It has got kind of a greeny reflect on it. I don't think you can really tell on camera. Also Arctic Sky as well, like a purpley pinky shade. Also looks really nice. So I'm going to swatch all of the shades on my arm, and then the ones that I think will work best on my skin tone I'm going to put on my face, because I'm feeling very naked without any highlighter on. So I'm just going to swatch them on my arm here. So first of all, I'm going in with Alaskan Ice, which is the icy white shade, and then I'm just going to bob it on my arm here. And looking at that, yeah, I really love that. I have swatched this on my hand before when I first got it, just because I couldn't resist it. They almost look wet, if that makes sense. I don't know how it's coming across on camera, but it just looks so nice. It has got like a kind of bluey green reflect, but when the light's not shining on it, you kind of can't see it, and then it's just like, wow. So that's probably going to be the shade that I put on my face. And next I'm going to swatch Thawed Out, which is this kind of light pinky shade, and then I'm going to bob that here. So again, the formula of these is a lot more glittery than the original Skin Frosts. I mean, under my beauty lights that I'm filming with, you can't see the glitter as well, but then in kind of more natural light, they do look super glittery and sparkly. So that's just something to bear in mind, because I know that some people don't like glittery highlights, they prefer just the glow. So these are a lot more glittery than the original Skin Frost. So next I'm going to go in with the shade Below Freezing, which is this very blue shade. I'm quite curious about this because it does look like, obviously it's super blue, so I'm just going to bob that just there. Yeah, I don't think this would work very well on my skin tone, just because I'd literally look like I got a blue stripe on my face probably. But for maybe like a deeper skin tone, or maybe just putting it on the lids or something, I think that could be quite a nice shade. So then the bottom row, next I'm going to swatch Frozen Gold, which is this very like yellow gold shade down here. So I'm just going to pop that there. And yeah, that is a really nice golden shade. Probably a bit too dark for fair skinned people like myself, but again that could make like a really nice lid shade. And next of all I'm going in with Anchorage, which is this like orangey colour, I'd say. Maybe like an orangey peach. Just doing that there. Yeah, these are all still pretty intense. See, like under my beauty light. But then when you face them like away from the light, like these two here that aren't quite pointed in the light, they don't look like much on the skin. I mean, this one does because it's just so blue. But the first two that I swatched, like there isn't much of a cast on them, if that makes sense. And last of all, I am going in with Arctic Sky, which is this kind of pinky purple shade. It's a bit more lavender than what Thawed Out is. So just bobbing that there. Yeah, it is much more of a purpley toned colour than what Thawed Out is. Thawed Out is definitely more pinky. Kind of the same kind of lines as what Lavender Snow, the Skin Frost is. Yeah, Alaskan Ice, the more like icy white one, is definitely going to be the one that I get the most use out of. But even like the way that they're pressed, you see there, they've got like the Jeffree Star logo, but then they've got all like little stars in the background. I really like how they're pressed, and they look almost wet in the pan. I mean, they don't look like powder, they do have like quite a wet look effect. So I am going to bob Alaskan Ice on this cheekbone here and see how it applies. So Jeffree did suggest in his like reveal video that you can put them on just by like pressing them onto the skin as well as using a brush. So I think I'm gonna see what it looks like just pressing it on first of all. So just swirling my finger in like I did with the swatches, and then I'm just pressing it onto my cheekbones, like where I would normally wear a highlight. I wish you could see like the green reflect there. Like it has got a super nice, like I turn to the front and you can literally see nothing. I turn to the side and it's like wow. So I'm going to see how it applies with a brush. So I'm just going in with my usual highlighter brush, my Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush, and I'm just going to swirl my brush in there and just apply it like I would any other highlight. Yeah, it applies really well with a brush as well. I think I probably would use it with a brush just because that is how I do my highlight all the time anyway. Yeah, I'd say it's not quite as intense as the Skin Frost. They are a bit more sort of subtle, if a Jeffree Star highlighter can ever be subtle. But they're a lot more subtle than what the Skin Frosts are. And like I said, there is a lot more glitter in them than what there is in the Skin Frosts. The Skin Frosts are just like pure glow, whereas these, you can definitely see more glitter in them. But you can definitely build them up as well, like from when I first pressed the bit on with my finger. It's definitely built up with the brush. So I think I'm also gonna try shade Arctic Sky on my other cheekbone, and going in with Arctic Sky. So that is a little bit too dark for my skin. When I turn to the front you can see there's like a bit of a purpley cast there, but it is still really nice. Again, not as blinding as what comparing it to the Lavender Snow Skin Frost, just because they are sort of a similar colour. It is not quite as intense as what that is, but again, some people might prefer a more subtle like I said, I don't think a Jeffree Star highlight is ever going to be subtle. So last of all, I'm just taking a smaller brush and I am going to take the shade Ford out, and I'm just going to highlight down my nose and see what that looks like. So I always do just a little bit at the end of my nose and then just a line down. Yeah, they're definitely a lot glitterier. I'm not sure if it's something I would normally use to highlight my nose, because like I say, it is a lot glitterier. And there is a little bit of a cast with that shade as well, but I think I'd probably just about get away with that. If you tilt my nose where you can kind of see where the shade is. So my overall opinion on the Jeffree Star Northern Lights Supreme Frost Pro palette. It is a really lovely palette. It's the first time I've tried the Supreme Frost formula. And even though it's probably a bit more glittery than what I would like, I do prefer just the normal sheen from the original Skin Frosts. It's something different. I've never seen a highlighter formula like this before. Alaskan Ice I will definitely be getting a lot of use out of, just because it is the shade that is most suited to my skin tone, and the rest of them will probably get use on my lids as an eyeshadow. My only fault with the palette is the size of it. Like, there's no need for so much lid and for all this. Like, it could be a smaller palette like the Skin Frost Pro palettes. Could be a lot smaller and more sort of travel friendly, but the size does make it feel like really well made and expensive. It's just something to bear in mind if you do travel a lot with your makeup. So that is it from me, guys. If you did like this video, then please give me a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of the Northern Lights palette and of the Supreme Frost highlighters in general. Let me know if you like the formula, prefer it to the original Skin Frost or not. So that is it from me, guys, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye!